And welcome. I'm Peri, Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic, coming to you today from Annapolis, Maryland. So, yes, it makes me an Annapolis and New York City Psychic. Very glad to see you guys. And I'm, aside from all the lipstick ever, I'm not wearing makeup today. The eyebrows are just natural, so forgive that. And here's why. I was watching a makeup tutorial today because I had something important to do, and I'm a procrastinator. And I was watching this beautiful 19-year-old girl who was radiant. She was so beautiful, and she was, identifying all of her perceived flaws, physical flaws in her face, and then she proceeded to put on 75 layers of foundation and contour and eye makeup and all of this. And the thing is, and I'm all for makeup, don't get me wrong. I was a model, these many years ago when dinosaurs roamed the earth. And I love a little glamour in my life. But every time I go on the internet, I am seeing these 14 steps to perfect skin. And I'm seeing how to contour so you don't even look human anymore. And I was noticing that I was starting to wear huge amounts of makeup before venturing out into the street. And, I'm not 25 anymore. I was 25, but it turned out to be a phase. And so today I just sort of said, hey guys, this is what a woman of a certain age looks like. And who hasn't had any work done. And I think women, all of us, have an intrinsic beauty and grace. It's our birthright. It's what we bring to the world. And no matter how we choose to express it, if we shave our heads and wear overalls, we still have an intrinsic beauty and grace that is part of what women bring to the world, along with incredible wisdom. And we tend to be soft and smell good. So next time you're thinking that you can't face the world with a $36 primer and a $42 foundation and 14 different kinds of contour and a slim nose, just remember, that's not where your beauty is. Your beauty is in your own truth. Your beauty is in the smile and the wave you give the neighbor when you're walking out the door. The beauty is in the way you soothe your child when he or she is upset. And so that stuff is great. It's wonderful. But just so you know, we don't need that to be beautiful women. And so we've got Rhonda waiting extremely patiently. Hello, Rhonda. On the phone for us. Hello, darling. Do you mind if I just quickly do the psychic weather for the week? Can you hang out? You want to grab a snack or something? It'll be about 2 minutes. Is that okay?
That'll be fine.
Okay, cool. And I'm happy to hear your voice. I'm glad you're here. So thanks for waiting. All right, this week's psychic weather. I'm going to pull a couple of cards for what the week ahead holds for anybody who was prompted to tune into today's show. Okay, the first one has to do with family. I'll put that over there. I can never get this right. Sorry. It's been that kind of day. You can't see it because of the glare. This is a card having to do with family. So this week, you might be thinking about your relationships to your siblings, your parents, your grandparents, your kids. That sounds a little general. Here's what I mean. What you might be doing is mending some old, maybe hurts or misunderstandings that have held you back from expressing the love you really have for these people, or held them back. And it might be a week when you realize that you're the stronger one here. You're the one who can afford to forgive and move on and understand. The second one is, wow, this looks like a week in which a lot of stuff is going to be happening. This is the Eight of Wands is a week in which I actually think this applies to what's going to be happening in our country this week too. But the Eight of Wands is a week in which you have a lot of things feel up in the air. You might have a lot of irons in the fire. You might be doing a lot of things and thinking like, oh my gosh, is any of this going to work? And the good news is when you get the Eight of Wands, with all of these arrows up in the air, it means that each of these arrows are going to hit their mark. So it's a week in which even when you feel overwhelmed and you're doing a million things and you're really busy, still everything you want to get done is going to get done. Each arrow is going to hit its mark. And, oh God, this is a great card. And the last card is the Wheel of Fortune card. So this week, there's going to be a lot of unexpected changes of fortune. When I get the Wheel of Fortune card, it usually means that for the people who are tuning into the show, that the Wheel of Fortune is like, your luck was bad, and now it's suddenly good. So I don't like to argue with this card. I'm like, okay, I'll just take that. But it also means that prepare for some unexpected changes in fortune for the good. So something that you've been waiting for might suddenly work out. Something that, if you've been feeling like, why is this happening to me? This week, it might stop happening. Something better might start. So that's the weather forecast, the psychic tarot weather forecast. And now I'm delighted to talk to the patient and lovely Rhonda. Hi, dear. How are you? Thanks for waiting.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, I love your accent. And where are you calling from?
Durant, Oklahoma.
You have such a beautiful, fluid voice. I love people from Oklahoma. Yeah. I have to say, I've had so many great friends from Oklahoma. People there are just so funny and down to earth and kind. So before we start, what's your birthday? Because I like to sort of tune into you that way.
August the 2nd, 1970.
Oh, how cool. So let's see. So you're a Leo. We get mostly Leos in this show, which is great because I love Leos. And you're the Chinese year of the dog, which means that you're incredibly loyal, sometimes almost more than you should be. You're somebody who sees the truth and often tells it, and is respected and slightly feared for that. And that you're somebody who tends to see through illusions that everybody else buys into. Toto in The Wizard of Oz. Remember, he was the dog, which of course you know, but he's the one who drew the curtain behind which the Wizard of Oz was hiding. And he revealed the truth that the Wizard of Oz was just this nice guy from Kansas. So anyway, so how can I help you today, my love?
I was just saying what you could tell me.
Okay, let me see. Oh boy, circumstance has not been your friend lately.
No.
It seems, yeah. And God, I want to reflect back to you my respect and admiration for the way that you've been dealing with not the best hand of life cards anybody's ever been dealt, especially in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And, you know, normally I would usually say like, well, you know, take responsibility for your part of it. Nah, not happening. This isn't your fault. Nope. So I will say that because I drew the Wheel of Fortune card earlier, draw another card for you now. And that really does apply to everybody who is prompted to tune into this program. It does seem like one reason you're calling, your angels told you to call, is because stuff is going to start getting better, like fast, which would be really nice. Now, you've been so busy taking care of other people, and essentially, as my military vet of a fiance would say, shooting down incoming. You know what I mean by that. You've been so busy, like, taking care of stuff that you haven't had any time to think about what you want. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. And you know what? You have a natural talent for joy. You really do. If you walk into a party, everybody knows that they're going to have a good time, not because they're drinking or anything like that, but because even in the hardest times, you have kind of a gift for joy. It's amazing. So it seems to me that some of your problems right now are very family oriented, and it's not just one generation. And it also seems like, wow, this is interesting. Well, it's not fun, but it's interesting. You got robbed in some way, or somebody. If you didn't get like physically robbed, you got sort of emotionally or spiritually robbed. Somebody took advantage of your good nature. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. You know about the concept of karma, right? That people who do bad things, eventually it catches up with them. So here's what I'm going to tell you about karma, because the people who did this to you, it seems like they're doing fine. It doesn't bother them. Everything's good. Let me tell you something that I found out about karma. Karma is not only meaner than we could ever be, but it has a much better imagination. So this is going to catch up. I want to say that there's one person and another, like one main person and another sort of supporter in this. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, love. Wow. You really got ripped off. God, why does this always happen to good people? Okay.
Yeah.
However, actually, I'm going to say in the next 7 or 8 days, I think it's possible that something is going to happen where you're going to start feeling like they didn't take everything from you, that B, you're starting to get your power back. And it's not like you want revenge, because that's not who you are. I would love it if that was who you are, but it's not, okay? But it's not. But you're going to start to see that they're not going to get away with this. And they're not. Like, they're not going to get away with this a lot faster than you thought. Wow. Do you mind if I ask, did they steal something like a house or money, or did they rip you off emotionally?
Emotionally.
Okay. That's kind of worse. So this is a week in which at least one of these people is going to get kind of publicly shown up for who he or she is. I think one might be a he and the other might be a she. I might be wrong about that, but I doubt it. So I think you're not going to have to do anything. But these people are going to get, excuse me, fixing the hair. These people are, at least one of them is going to get some kind of comeuppance. I love that. We have Ariel waiting patiently as well. So I'm going to give you a couple more minutes because you deserve a lot more than that. And what is the talent that you have that you haven't done for a long time, but you get a lot of pleasure out of? Do you sing around the house? I'm getting that you're a big appreciator of music. But I'm also getting that there's some sort of, what is it that you do well that most people don't know about? Tell me.
I draw a lot.
Okay. I got the artistic thing, and you're very good. In the next few years, whether it's a side hustle, something where you're like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like for money, doing sort of quick portraits of people at parties or it's possible you might illustrate a children's book in the future. But that's a lovely talent of yours. And I think it's something that you can use to get through this because your creativity is a beautiful thing. You have 3 kids?
I had 4, but I got 3 living.
You got what?
I gave birth to 4, but I've only got 3 living.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about your tragic loss, my love.
Thank you.
And he's trust me, he's in heaven and he's hanging out with you. So that was a strong spirit, and that spirit's with you a lot, more than you know. And you got some great girls. You really do. Wow, they're wonderful. Okay, one of them doesn't have such great taste in men, but aside from that, they're great. Sorry, but you know which one I'm talking about too, right? But they're all God bless you. They're all healthy and they're happy and they love you, and you can lean on them a little. You don't have to be the perfect mom all the time, because I think sometimes you don't want to burden your girls with what you're going through. But you know what? They want to help you. And you can get a little comfort from them. They're wonderful. They're very different. Holy mackerel. They look alike. Well, 2 of them look alike, but they're very different people. Wow. They're so funny. They're so different. Is it true?
Yes.
Well, it's like, sometimes you're like, where did they come from? You've got, but a lot of, so I think you're going to see, like, as the Wheel of Fortune card said before, that your luck is really going to start to turn, like, I'm going to say within 8 or 9 days. And, in about 3 or 4 years, you're going to look back at this time and you're going to see that you got through it with grace and poise and strength. You didn't descend to the level of the people who did this to you. And you're going to look back at this period at a time when you really found your own strength. So my producer's saying that I have to wind this up, but I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. Okay? Will you let me know how you're doing? Because
I sure will.
And you're a lovely person. You really are.
Thank you.
I feel blessed to meet you. Thank you, Angel. Take care, Rhonda.
Thank you.
Keep in touch. Please, please, please. Okay?
I will.
All right. Thanks, love.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, and we have Ariel, which is the most beautiful name. That's originally from Shakespeare. Hi, gorgeous. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Is it as hot in Florida as it is in Maryland right now? I am baking. So
it's like an oven up here.
Well, if you get a chance, if you could push some baby powder in through your computer, that would be great, because I could use a little. So, darling, what day is your birthday? Because that's how I connect to you.
All right. February 27, 1997.
1997. Oh, you're a Pisces too. Rock on, sister.
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
I love being a Pisces.
It's fun, isn't it? We're like the glamorous,
Yeah.
kind of dreamy, badass women of the zodiac. Because the nice thing about being
definitely.
right?
Yeah.
The nice thing about having the kind of I say that you have a very kind of delicate beauty, which is what women born like in the first part of Pisces have. you're like super Pisces.
Oh God.
So I think, oh, you know it's true. Just accept it.
Yeah. I couldn't be born under. I'm like, I couldn't be born under any other sign.
No, you couldn't. I can even hear it in your voice because you've got a very kind of poetic, like a delicate, otherworldly kind of thing to your voice. So I feel like in a 1987 girl, I have shoes older than you. So
Oh man.
I feel like
Not a
lot
bad
of
thing though.
well, but you're young and enjoy it. And you know what? You're always going to have a young spirit. So I feel like there's a little boy stuff on your mind. Am I correct?
Yes, maybe all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, when am I gonna meet someone finally?
Can I offer a different way of looking at this to you? Can I offer an insight? One of my angels just whispered to me. You know, you're the kind of girl that when you know that song, like, when I fall in love, it will be forever. You know that song?
Mm-hmm.
So when you finally
I think I do, but
it's a great song. Just look, it's called "When I Fall in Love."
Okay.
And you have a beautiful heart. So when you're romantically involved with somebody, you think you're in love with them, and you are to a certain extent. But there hasn't been anybody yet who has fully gotten you, right? Who has fully.
Nobody.
There have been people.
No.
Yeah, they don't get how much of you, like how many interests you have, and how deep you actually are behind that pretty face. And and in the past, it's like you've been with some, don't get me wrong, you've been with some really nice guys and a couple of boneheads.
Yeah.
And the person you're thinking about now, I like, and he likes you. I don't think you're going to meet your person till next year. And I'm going to say January, February of next year. And darling, when you fall, you're really going to fall. And it's going to be because, he might be a little older than you, just so you know. And because you need a little taking care of. You're a creature like, and also I think because guys your own age, you know, bless their hearts. Sorry, I'm just going to fix this. Bless their hearts. They're kind of dopey. I think I'm going to say between January and March of next year, and have a good time until then. But don't take anybody too seriously, because when you fall in love, it's going to be with somebody who appreciates and sees all of you. And I can see him coming, and he's cute too. So if you don't want him, my info's on the screen. Don't call me. And you might
fair because I see you fine.
Do you? By the way, when we end the program, I'd like you to look up this song "When I Fall in Love" and try and find the version by Nat King Cole, who had the same birthday as you do. So it was his name's Nat King Cole, way before your time, but he was a genius, and he did the best version of that. And his birthday was also February 27th. You can look it up. So I really think that, you know, just assume that anybody you're interested in is interested in you, because that's going to be the case. You don't know how delightful you are, but other people do. So just take my word for it, because I'm older than you. Okay. And this guy's going to show up. Do you do anything in public? Do you perform? Not perform, but it might be, I mean, do you go to a church where you sing? Is there some way in which you're in public a bit?
No, not much. Like maybe dancing. I like going out to dance.
Okay, that might be it. Because It's something to do with music, singing or dancing. It might be somebody who sees you when you're out somewhere dancing, which is what Pisces are known for.
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
I don't think this is going to be somebody you're going to meet in the internet. We have 90 seconds, so I'm going to speed this up. So 1, just take my word for it, you are delightful. And anybody you are interested in is interested in you. That doesn't mean they're right for you, but have a good time.
Yeah.
And then from January to March of next year, keep your eyes open because somebody is going to notice you, and I think it'll be very fast. I think he'll probably propose within 6 to 8 months, and I think that's your person.
Wow. Okay.
I think you've got a really nice life. Let me know what happens.
Thanks.
My information, I'm Peri Lyons, Peri, like periwinkle. Lions is in like the animal, but with a Y, like lions.
All right.
And keep in touch. I want to know how you're doing. Okay? And call back soon.
Yeah.
And thanks to
you.
everybody. Thank you, my love. We're ending up. I'm New York City Celebrity Psychic, Peri Lyons, with no makeup except all the lipstick ever. And thank you for coming. And come back next week, Wednesdays at 9 Eastern Standard Time. We're global on Moonstruck TV and A1R Psychic Network. And so come hang out with us next week because I'm the real deal and so are you. Okay. Love you guys. Mwah.